Today we will discuss about the meaning of correlation and types of correlations. Its apply any statistics on correlation details. Hello friends, correlation is a statistical technique that can show whether and how strongly pairs of variables are related. For example, height and weight are related. Taller people tend to behavior that shorter people. The relationship is not perfect. The correlation means that the changes of one variable makes changes to the another variable. That means the relationship of these two variables are known as the correlated variables. As for example, the changes of x variable makes changes to the y variables is known, that is they are correlated. Correlation is mean by the sign of r. The correlation The relationship between more than one variable is considered as correlation. Correlation is considered as a number which can be used to describe the relationship between the two variables. Simple correlation is defined as the variation related amongst any two variables. The correlation symbols are known as R. The correlation formula, the formula of correlation as the correlation R is given as where x and y are the variables, b is the slope of the regression line is called as the regression coefficient, a is the interference point of the regression line, which is in the y-axis, n is the number of values or element, x is the first score. Mind it sincerely that the result of the correlation always lies between +1 and -1. There are the 5 types of correlation as given below. First one is the perfect positive correlation, which r is equal to +1. The second one is the moderate positive correlation, which result is lies between +1 and which is greater than 0. Perfect negative correlation is equal to r is equal to 1 minus 1, and moderate negative correlation, which result r is greater than -1 but less than 0, and absolutely no or 0 correlation, which means r is equal to 0. Here is a concept map given as below, that where a is the point of 0, which is known as the 0 correlation, and b is the +1 point, which is known as the perfect positive correlation, and c is the -1 point, that is perfect negative correlation, and lies between the point of a and b is known as the moderate positive correlation, and lies between the point of a and c is known as the moderate negative correlation. Now there is a brief description about the types of correlation as mentioned in the above facts. First one is the perfect positive correlation. When the result of the correlation are is equal to +1, then it is called the perfect positive correlation. It means the changes of the x variables is the result of the changes of y variables at the outcomes of correlation +1. Then it is called the perfect positive correlation. Second one is the moderate positive correlation. When the result of the correlation is lies between the +1 and between 0, then it is called the moderate positive correlation. It means the changes of the x variables is the result of changes of y variables at the outcomes of correlation +1. R is less than +1 and greater than 0. Then this type of correlation is known as the moderate positive correlation. Third one is the perfect negative correlation. When the result of the correlation is r is equal to -1, then it is called the perfect negative correlation. It means the changes of the x variables is the result of the outcome of the changes of the y variables in the inverse conditions, and the outcome of the correlation is -1. Then it is called the perfect negative correlation. Moderate negative correlation is fourth one. When the result of the correlation is lies between -1 to 0, then it is called a moderate negative correlation. It means the changes of x variables is the result of the changes of y variables at the outcome of the correlation lies between -1 to 0, or r is equal to less than -1 but greater than 0. Then it is called the Moderate negative correlation. Zero correlation, when the result of the correlation are is equal to zero, then it is called the zero correlation. It means the chances of the x variables is the result of the chances of the y variables at the sum, then the outcomes of the result is zero, then it is called a zero correlation. This lecture is edited by Bahadur Islam, Chief of the Trust and Publication. Please subscribe, like, share and valuable commitment. Thank you for watching our channel Education Info.